Welcome to Inside Roanoke. I'm Melinda Mayo, the Communications and Media Officer for the City of Roanoke. Today we're here at Taubman Museum of Art to learn about a special exhibit that's coming in April. We're also going to learn about the 2020 census and a lot more, so stay with us.
A little soap and water can go a long way. When you wash your car in a driveway, the soap, oil, and grease can flow into storm drains and pollute our rivers and streams. Always try to wash your car on the lawn. This will allow the water to soak into the ground. If you have to wash your car in a driveway, make sure the water drains onto your lawn and not a storm drain. Use a biodegradable soap. Dump your wash bucket in your sink or allow it to filter through the grass. It's easy to keep your car and our waterways clean by doing the right thing.
My guest is Tanya Pickett, and Tanya is our Neighborhood Services Coordinator. Tanya, we want you to tell us about Leadership College. I know that's coming up. Start by when and where does it take place?
Yes, thanks for having me.
Sure.
It takes place on Thursdays beginning March 19th and it goes to May 14th with a graduation the following Monday. It takes place here in the municipal building, but not here on the north side. It's over on the south side and the first floor. But we will be having some rotating sessions where we go to other buildings that are Roanoke City buildings as well.
Okay. And how long does it last?
It's from 6 to 9 p.m., so it's 3 hours every night, although if you come at 5:30, you get to finish your light dinner before we start with the classes.
Okay, and how many weeks is the class?
It's 9 weeks.
9 weeks, okay. Now, can anyone attend?
We do have it open for Roanoke City residents or if you work in Roanoke City as well. But the reason why we limit it to Roanoke City residents is because the structure in like Roanoke County is a lot different than Roanoke City. So it's really good to know where you live and how things work.
Does it cost anything to participate?
It's actually free to participate. And in participating you get that free meal and then you also get a lot of swag as well.
Okay. Now, for those who may not know much about it, tell us a little about the classes. What kind of topics do they talk about at this?
Basically, the topics are every department in the city. You learn who does it, how they do it, why they do it. And so you get to question anything from taxes to solid waste to Parks and Rec to the mayor, constitutional officers. So it's the whole gamut. Every night's kind of a different theme, and then you get to actually speak with people who run the departments.
Okay. So that was my next question. Who actually gives out the information? So it's folks from departments?
Yes, it's usually the director or the leader of the department, and a lot of times they bring their staff that do different tasks within the department to explain it too. So you really get to know straight from the horse's mouth, as they say.
Now, I understand you might have some new things planned for this year.
Yes, we're doing a few changes. Before, it used to be more heavy PowerPoint and presentations. So we're still going to have those, but we're going to give everybody the opportunity to kind of look at those in advance and develop some questions. So during the class, it'll be a little more conversational, some fun interactive activities. And then we're also going to have some field trips this year where we go on an arts and culture tour. We're actually going to have a class over at the Water Authority at the plant pollution control plant.
Right.
And so you get to see kind of a taste of other things that we offer that you might not see every day.
I see. What do you think people enjoy the most about this?
Most of the people really like the camaraderie within the class and get to know other people in the city. And you really start building relationships with people who are in leadership positions within the city. And just they say, you know, I never knew taxes were so much fun, or I never knew, you know, exactly how we recycle. So you just get to answer a whole lot of questions that you may not even know you had.
Right. Well, if somebody's watching and they're interested in registering, how do they do that?
You can go onto our website, roanokeva.gov/leadership college. Also, if you follow our Office of Neighborhood Services Facebook site, it's roanoke.neighborhoods. You can go onto our site, it's under events, Leadership College, and you can actually click on tickets and it'll take you right to the registration form.
Well, we hope you have a big group and it's very successful this year, and thank you for telling us all about it today.
Well, we're very excited. Hope to see you there.
Thank you.
Thanks.
3 facts about lead poisoning. Just a few particles of dust from lead-based paint are enough to poison a child. Lead from deteriorating paint can be found in the soil around the home and in older playgrounds. Since children often put their hands or toys in their mouths, washing their hands helps protect them from lead poisoning. Lead poisoning affects over 1 million children today. Find out when your home, school, and daycare center was built. If it was before 1978, it probably contains lead-based paint. Contact Lead Safe Roanoke at 853-5682 for more information.
My guest is Darren Warner, and Darren is at the Roanoke office of the U.S. Census Bureau. Darren, thank you for joining us. We want to know more about the census. First, what is a census and when will it start?
Thanks. Thanks for having me today. Really appreciate it. The census, the decennial census takes place every 10 years, and it's a head count of every person living in the United States on Census Day, April 1st. Okay. And it's been conducted every 10 years since 1790.
Wow. And so, when will this year's census happen?
It's really important that folks start checking their mailboxes.
Really?
March 12th. That's when the invitations will start rolling out across the country, but including the Roanoke Valley. And it'll be a postcard to go online or dial in by phone so they can respond to the 10 questions, about 10 minutes each, 10 minutes total.
Right.
And if they wait, they'll get a paper copy as well in their mailbox for most people.
So I know we're doing this today, this little interview, but there's other ways I'm sure you're trying to get the word out to people about the census and that it's coming and how important it is. What are some of those ways y'all are doing that?
We really want every part of the community to know, and we recognize that some neighborhoods in the valley are at risk of an undercount.
Yeah.
And that includes, so we're reaching out in that way to specific neighborhoods. We also know there are populations such as children under 5, they're at risk of an undercount. We missed 1 million children in 2010. Wow. So we're working with everything from schools, PTAs, Head Start programs, any outreach to parents is critical. We also know veterans, minority populations, and foreign-born populations are at risk. So we're working with a variety of partners to make sure language needs, access to mobile questionnaire assistance, etc., are available to every corner of the valley.
And now you mentioned that mobile, you're going to have different ways that people can participate, right? Talk about that a little.
Absolutely. The first is we know folks don't necessarily want someone knocking on their door. Right. So if they respond online, by phone, or in paper, we will never show up at their door. So that will all be, for most people, that will come to their mailbox. So if they're checking that and respond, they'll be done in 10 minutes. They can do it on any internet connected device. So their phone while they're waiting for coffee, or the drop-off line at school, a computer anywhere that's connected. Okay. It is all secure. It is a secure connection to the Census Bureau, and we can never share that information.
Right. That was my next question about the security of what people share. It's confidential, right? No one else will know what they say, right?
Absolutely, Melinda. And one of the biggest reason that folks do not respond is a fear that that data is going to be used against them in some way. So it's really important that folks understand, not only am I held to confidentiality for my lifetime, the data itself is really protected, and courts and the laws protect it from use from any agency, local, state, federal, in any way, shape, or form. So only that aggregate data about populations and demographics, economics, etc., that is shared with the public is what can be shared with any other organization.
Okay, so we're talking about it, we're getting the word out today. Tell us, for somebody who's watching, why is it important for them to participate in the census?
Oh, every corner of the community is going to be impacted. The census data is used to determine the distribution of about $675 billion to communities and states. George Washington University, their numbers indicate $17.7 billion for the Commonwealth of Virginia.
Wow.
And those numbers are everything from schools, healthcare, small business, roads and transit, every piece of the community. And I like to think about it as this is the way that taxes flow back to the community.
Yeah. So it helps us as a community to get money, federal money.
Absolutely, and that includes neighborhoods through community development block grants, certain programs for benefits, schools, or Head Start, for example, is one of the biggest.
Okay, now one more thing I wanted to mention. I know it takes a lot of people to conduct a census. Are you all looking for workers?
Hundreds, absolutely.
Okay.
We will hire over 200 folks in the greater Roanoke Valley. And that includes folks who work here at our office full-time. It also includes those folks who will set their own schedule in the field.
Okay.
So it's a great opportunity to earn between $12 and $18 an hour. Setting your own schedule that can change each week according to your availability. So it's a great opportunity to be a part of the community, engaged for your community, and to earn a little pocket change as well.
If somebody's watching and they're saying, I'm interested, how would they go online, or who would they contact to try to get a job?
Absolutely. The easiest is to go to 2020census.gov/jobs.
Okay.
It is one application for all of the positions. It's probably 10 minutes or up to 30 minutes if you are looking for a supervisory position.
And then if someone who's watching just wants more information about the census, is there a place they can go and get that?
2020census.gov is the best place because it will include all of the ways that they can participate directly in responding. It will indicate local, like the Complete Count Committee of the City of Roanoke can be contacted there. So it's the one hub for all of that information, 2020census.gov.
Well, it's really important, and I do appreciate you sharing it with us today.
Thank you, Melinda. Really appreciate it.
Okay.
What's up, punk? What you taking those books home for? They ain't gonna help you on the streets.
To study?
Yeah, man, you need to join our crew, aka the Cobra.
Yeah, ain't nobody messing with the Cobra.
I mean, I don't know. I kind of want to go to college.
Nah, man. I mean, we're just having some fun. Nobody in our gang gets caught anyway.
Well, I guess sure.
All right. Hey, look, Henry. If you're gonna keep rolling with us, you gotta prove to me that you can hang.
Okay.
All right, then. Go.
Henry, what are you doing?
Every year, over 7,000 arrests result from gang activity. You could end up just like these criminals. Is that what you want?
Don't be a part of the problem. Be a part of the solution.
We're talking to Sergeant Ashby with Roanoke Police Department. Thank you for joining us today.
Absolutely.
We want to talk about scams. So first, let's start by talking about what is a scam.
So a scam is basically just a scheme to defraud someone of money or to obtain their personal identifiers to commit a crime later on.
Okay, and so what are some of the most prevalent types of scams that you all see?
We see a lot. But some of the most prevalent, we'll see the jury duty scams or the IRS scams. Well, someone will call you and tell you you missed jury duty or you owe money to the IRS, so they'll want you to pay them money over the phone. We also see the utility company scams where they'll call you and tell you they're going to shut your power off because your bill's late, so they'll want you to send them money over the phone again. And then we'll see like lottery scams. Well, someone will call you and say, hey, congratulations, you won a large sum of money. We need you to pay the taxes on that first, or to send us some money to cover those fees before we can get you your big sum.
So if I'm someone who receives a call like that, how can I tell if it's a scam? How do you know? What's some signs?
So a lot of times there will be a sense of urgency when you're talking to this person. They're going to want you to not think through this a whole lot. They're going to want you to send them some money right away. So that should be the first red flag. If they're pushing you to send them money immediately. The second thing that'll raise a red flag for you is they'll want you to pay them through gift cards. They'll want to stay on the phone with you while you go to Best Buy or Walmart and buy iTunes gift cards.
Wow.
So if they're asking you to pay them with gift cards, that should be the second red flag, or to wire them money. Most legitimate places will have a website you can go to pay, or a business that you can go to.
Right.
So if they're trying to get you right on the phone and they want to stay on the phone with you to go get some gift cards to pay your bill, that should raise some red flags. Usually when you're talking to a legitimate company, there will be a grace period. They'll tell you, you have 7 days to pay us, right?
Okay.
So you can come up with that, and there's not that sense of urgency. A lot of times, or if not most of the time, legitimate companies, they'll notify you through the mail first and let you know that you have an outstanding balance for you to contact them.
Are there age groups that are targeted more than others? Talk about that.
Scammers target everybody.
Do they?
Right. You, me, we've all gotten the phone calls about your car warranty being out of date. So we've all seen those. They target anybody they can. Elderly are more susceptible, obviously, because they're more trusting, right? And then we see that they target people from out of the country who are into the country new, don't know exactly how our systems work, and a lot of times are hesitant to report these things if they are the victims of scams.
So how can I prevent myself from being a victim? What are some things I can do?
First thing I'd say to do is join that National Do Not Call registry.
Really?
Because a lot of times that'll eliminate a lot of those phone calls that you're going to get where people are trying to scam you. It's not going to stop everybody, obviously, because the bad guys are still going to be calling you. But that'll help out. Like we said before, there's always that sense of urgency.
Yes.
So slow down, right? Think it through. Speak to a friend or a relative about the phone call you just got. See if they think that sounds okay, right? See if that sounds normal to them. A lot of times they'll tell you, no, that's not normal. Don't go get a gift card and pay somebody over the telephone, right, for your bill. Again, never wire money, never pay in gift cards, and always ask to pay in person, because like I said, most of these companies will always have a business you can go to speak with someone, or they'll have a website that you can go to verify that it's correct. And check with the Better Business Bureau. They have these websites where you can go and verify companies as well.
I see. Anything else that we haven't covered that people need to know about scams and how to prevent themselves from
No, I don't believe so. A big thing for us to do is check on your elderly parents, relatives, make sure that they're not the victim of scams, kind of fill them in on these types of things so they're aware of what to look for.
And should people report a scam if they are a victim?
Absolutely.
Okay, well, how do they do that?
If you think you're the victim of a scam, you can call the police department and report it. That's 853-2212. We can investigate those crimes, right, as they come in. If you want some education, if you'd like us to come speak to your church or your civic group, call 853-2212. You can ask to speak to me, Sergeant Ashby, and we'll be happy to come out and fill you in and give you a brief presentation on that.
Great. Well, it's good information, and thank you so much for letting us know.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Thank you.
Want to learn how to manage your money better, save for that car or dream home, or be able to bounce back from bad credit mistakes? Bank On Roanoke Valley can help. Bank On works with local banks, credit unions, and local governments to offer free classes at local libraries in our community. It's easy, free, and it's happening right where you live. Check out the calendar of classes or sign up at bankonrv.org or call 777-4200 for more information.
Hey, Melissa.
Hey.
I like your outfit.
Thank you.
No, I'm just kidding. You look ridiculous.
My guest is Cindy Peterson. She's the Executive Director of Taubman Museum of Art. And we're here today to talk about the art and legacy of Dorothy Gillespie. We're going to have an event coming up in April. Tell us about that and what is it all about?
We are so excited to be able to celebrate art and legacy of Dorothy Gillespie Centennial Celestial, and that will open on April 3rd with our first Friday programming, and we'll be in 2 of our galleries highlighting her work from abstract expressionism from the 50s and 60s up to her really hallmark works that are with that vivid color and the cut metal working.
Okay, now why are we honoring Ms. Gillespie? Tell us a little bit about her.
So she's a native Roanoke, and she is nationally well known for her works of art. And those public arts of work, they span from New York down to Florida and west to Iowa. And we can actually view them here in the Valley in both Radford and in Roanoke from, here at the Taubman Museum of Art, part of our permanent collection. But also if you take a walk down to Center in the Square, Jefferson Center, the historic city market, but also newly installed at the Melrose Library.
Okay, so for people who are watching and who are interested, what sort of genres are we talking about? What kind of things has she done?
So she is focused in the 50s and 60s with abstract expressionism.
Okay.
So larger works of art, and then continued into that hallmark of the really working sculpturally. So you'll see large works of art, like I said, throughout the nation, but also her smaller starbursts. And you know, that really spoke to her, and she was an educator at heart, and that is something that Gary Israel, her son, really talks about, and she taught at Radford University.
Did she?
Yes.
Okay.
So.
And how long will the exhibit be here at Taubman?
So it'll open on that April 3rd with a celebration, and then it will be open until July 26th. So there's a number of months on view, and we'll be showing works from our permanent collection as well as Radford University and local collectors. And I think that's something special too. So she was beloved in terms of the artists and the collectors here in the area that have works in their homes.
That's neat. So the night of the event in April, when we start everything, tell us about some of the things that are going to happen that night.
So we are going to start out actually in this hallway here at the Taubman Museum of Art on our first Friday at 6 p.m. We'll have Radford University dancers here celebrating and being inspired by her works of art. And it'll continue in our Black Box Theater with a proclamation from the city. And that will be really celebrating her career and her body of work and the color, light, and motion, and designating April as that month of celebration. And then Gary Israel, her son, will be doing a talk about Dorothy Gillespie's work, her career, and her inspirations.
Cindy, how do you think that works of art by local artists like Ms. Gillespie, how do they enrich our community? How do they add to our quality of life?
They really tell a story. And just like Dorothy continues her legacy continues, that art and legacy, not only here at the Taubman, but as we celebrate, it continues in Radford. Radford University is showing an exhibition, so will Hollins and Roanoke College. And so that continues, and it really inspires our young people that are here, our emerging artists, but also celebrates who we are here in Roanoke and the New River Valley.
Will there be some information like online or somewhere where people can go and find out about the exhibit and when it starts and how to get here and all that?
Yes, so you can visit our website, taubmanmuseum.org, and everything is listed with the exhibitions and descriptions, but also what's going on that evening, and any type of museum school classes. We relate what we do in our galleries back into the classroom for children and adults, and we'll have an interactive area celebrating Dorothy's work where you'll actually get to do some hands-on activities.
It sounds very exciting, and thank you so much for sharing it with us.
Thank you. We're excited to have everyone come out and celebrate with us.
Great, thanks.
Thank you.
My guests are Catherine Fox with Visit Virginia's Blue Ridge and also Brant Burnett, and he's the race director for the Ironman. So we're going to talk about Ironman. It's all behind us today. Remind us what it is and when it's going to take place.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's a 1.2 mile swim that'll take place at Carvin's Cove Reservoir. It's a 56-mile bike course, and then a half marathon 13.1 mile run that will take place on the Roanoke River Greenway. This year, the Carillion Clinic Ironman 70.3 Virginia's Blue Ridge will be on June 7th, 2020, and will mainly be based right at River's Edge Park in the city of Roanoke.
And so what are some of the events that will be part of this event?
Yeah, so it'll kick off, the Ironman Village will start on Friday and Saturday of race weekend. We'll have kids events on Friday starting at 6 p.m. A 1 mile, a half mile, a toddler trot.
Sounds like fun, yeah.
And a diaper dash. So,
diaper dash.
All ages, all weekend. Ironman Village is open all weekend, free and open to the public as well. So anybody can come on out and and come support the event.
And who are some of our major players who are supporting this?
Yeah, absolutely. It's it's been a real communal effort from all the agencies and jurisdictions from the city of Roanoke, Botetourt County, Roanoke County, town of Vinton, town of Buchanan, the National Park Service. It's really been a communal effort in getting everything to this point and gearing up for June 7th.
Okay, now this is a really big event, so I'm thinking you are looking for volunteers. Tell us about that.
Only about 1,600.
Oh wow!
So yes, starting Thursday through race day, we have shifts available that are online now. Anything from packet stuffing, athlete registration, helping up at the aid stations for the athletes. There's really a variety of roles and responsibilities that anybody can come out and partake. And all those are available online. You can go to the Visit Virginia Blue Ridge website. It's visitvbr.com/Ironman, or go to the Carilion Clinic Ironman 70.3 Virginia's Blue Ridge website, and you can view all of the different volunteer responsibilities.
Now, can people still register to be in this race, or is that
No, absolutely.
too late?
There's still about 500 slots remaining. We do expect those to go pretty quickly here.
Okay. What are some of the things, just remind us, what are some of the things that Visit Virginia Blue Ridge does for the city of Roanoke and the region that really helps with marketing us and bringing people here? Talk about that.
So as a destination, it's important for us to bring in events
Like
such as
this one,
this,
yeah.
and probably one of the largest events for us to host. What we like to do is make sure it's regional in all scopes, whether it's the Water Authority that's involved, to Botetourt, to all the folks that are being a part of it. And the Blue Ridge Parkway is a big part of that. Just announcing the fact that they would close the road for 21 miles to allow this race to take place and our bikes to be there. It's a big effort. So what we like to do is be a leader for the race organizers in order for us to see this come out and the logistics take place and everything be a success.
What are the benefits of having a major race like this come to Roanoke? How does that help us?
Well, more than anything, it's built enthusiasm and pride, and I think more people in fitness, and bikes have been, more bikes have been sold and more running, and just more, I think there's been more support, but certainly it's the economic impact that really is the biggest part and the biggest piece of this. But it's people taking home a memory, a medal, anything that will give them an opportunity to have seen this area for the very first time. So it's going to build an image for our region.
People coming here just for the race who will see Roanoke and say, wow, I didn't even know this existed.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We know that there's multiple states that have already registered, countries that have registered.
Really?
16 different countries.
Wow.
So we're excited about the whole outcome that can be part of this, and how many people that we have never been to this area before who will be able to really see this area in its fullest.
That's great. And a beautiful time of the year to have it.
June, and it's a Sunday. It's a great time for people who are locally to come out and volunteer, to watch it. And what I've been impressed with were all the logistics that come with Ironman and how much it's taking all the localities to come together to build out this event and to make it a success.
So real collaboration between everyone from all the different region.
Absolutely,
partners.
absolutely.
Yeah.
And I think that it's going to elevate us in many ways to hosting other events similarly.
Oh, good. Yeah, I hadn't thought about that. That's
Yes.
great. And remind us again of the date.
June 7th, 2020.
Okay.
Yeah.
If somebody's watching and they want more information, how do they get it?
So
you can tell them from your website.
Yeah. So it's the Carilion Clinic Ironman 70.3 Virginia Blue Ridge's website, and you can just go to ironman.com and select the race and view all the information there.
Okay.
And then we've also built out a website specific to the event itself at visitvbr.com/Ironman, and all of it's there.
Well, how exciting, and thank you
Yes.
for sharing all of it with us today.
Thanks for having us.
Thank
Okay,
you.
thanks.
If you would like to adopt a pet, did you know that you can also go to the RCACP website and their Facebook page to look at pets for adoption? It's easy to do. Simply go to their website at rcacp.org or visit their Facebook page. Both sites include information and pictures of animals waiting to be adopted. Help make a difference in the life of a pet today. Adopt from the Regional Center for Animal Care and Protection.
We hope you've enjoyed this month's show, and we'll see you next time on Inside Roanoke.